2 weeks ago, the UVA football team lost a tough one at Southern California, and today the Cavaliers would bounce back in a big way. Now, if you're wondering which one of these guys is Coach O'Connor, he's up here on the right. Have a good look at his face. Do you think it looks like him? He sure doesn't. Season 2 of the Tony Bennett era begins tonight at 7 o'clock with the Cavaliers taking on William & Mary, and a lot of eyes will be on the members of Bennett's first ever recruiting class. The crowd here at the Dean Dome has cleared out for the most part. In fact, most of the Carolina fans left with a couple minutes remaining in this game. The Cavaliers dominate the defending national champions tonight. Today, conference season is here. The weather is beautiful, and the fans are showing up in bunches. You can see behind me, fans already packing the bleachers down the third base line. Ken Irwin coached Virginia left fielder John Barr in Little League, and he always knew Barr was a special talent.
He was always one of them. He just loved the game, but he always had great skills, and you just knew he was going to work hard.
Now Irwin and his Little League team are here in Omaha to play in a tournament, but they also get to watch their hometown hero play on college baseball's biggest stage.
I can't describe in words how proud and thrilled I am for Johnny that he's got this opportunity, and he's making the most of it, and it's just a great thing for him and his family.
It's awesome to see him because I know him. I've known him since I was really young, so it's really cool to see him out here playing. And it's cool to see these games because they're really fun games to watch.
It's pretty cool because Virginia is one of the best teams in college baseball, and they're the #1 seed. So the fact that he came from our town and played high school baseball right where we were, and our coach coached him, it's pretty cool.
Barr is not only somewhat of a celebrity in his hometown of Philadelphia, he's also become an inspiration to these Little Leaguers hoping to play in Omaha someday.
He came up playing the same baseball as we did, and maybe someday we'll be able to play at this tournament for the College World Series.
It's really cool, and then it kind of inspires us, because even though we're from that area, we can still get out and make it big like he did, because he got drafted, so he has a chance to play in the professionals.
Matt Parsons, 19 News Nightcast. What started with moments of silence ended with moments of celebration. This weekend, both the Cavalier men's and women's lacrosse teams took the first step towards healing with victories in their first-round NCAA tournament games, their first games since the tragic death of Yardley Love and the arrest of George Hughley. Players from both teams say that getting back to playing the game they love helped ease the pain of the last 2 weeks.
It's been a really tough time for our team, but I was excited to get out there and play. It seems like forever since we've been out there with all that's going on, and I think being together and playing as a team is good for everyone.
It's a good distraction, just knowing that we're all together and we're all going through the same process. So obviously we were playing in honor of Yardley and her family, and I think just playing well and playing together and winning this was good for our team.
The signs of love were everywhere this weekend, prominently displayed on poster board, warm-up jerseys, and uniforms, even on the arms of the opposing team. And during the games, how fitting was it that #1 on the men's team scored the first goal of the weekend, and Love's roommates, Caitlin Duff and Katie Whiteley, scored 2 of the team's first 3 goals on Sunday. Afterwards, the lyrics, "Do You Believe in Life After Love?" blared from the speakers during an emotional celebration. And both games were played on picture-perfect days for lacrosse. It was as if Love herself was watching over the entire time.
To be on that field at the end of the game holding up those #1s, you could absolutely feel the love in the stadium. And not just, we could feel her, and she was with us the entire game, but you could feel the actual love, and that was really amazing.
From here, the road only gets tougher for the Cavalier men and women, as both teams will be playing the remainder of their games away from home. This weekend, the men will head to Stony Brook, while the women will head to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. If the Cavalier women can beat the Tar Heels this weekend, they'll advance to the NCAA Final Four in Towson, Maryland, just a couple miles away from where Yardley Love grew up. Covering the Cavaliers, Matt Parsons, CBS 19 Sports. Last night, the Virginia baseball team won its series opener with Florida State in walk-off fashion, and today the Cardiac Cavaliers were at it again. Tyler Wilson and the Wahoos looking for their 13th straight win. Pick it up tied at 2 in the 5th. Taiwan Easterling, the high fly to right center, That's a sacrifice fly. It allows Seth Miller to score. Seminoles take the 3-2 lead. Virginia responds in the 5th. Keith Werman at the plate. He flies out to center. David Coleman going to test the arm of Easterling, and he's going to slide in safely. We're all tied up at 3. To the 9th, same score. Jace Boyd sends a deep fly to right. Another sacrifice fly. Florida State retakes the lead 4-3. But Virginia answers. Bases loaded in the 9th. Steven Bruno hit by the pitch. That pushes the tying run across. We are headed for extra innings. I called them the Cardiac Cavaliers. Here's why. Bottom of the 11th, Jared King at the plate. Good night, everybody. That's a solo home run, a walk-off shot for King, his first career homer. Virginia takes it 5-4 in 11 innings. In recent years, King has lost both of his parents and suffered a season-ending injury, making today's walk-off mean that much more.
The kid's been punched in the gut a few times in his life, and he's always maintained a very positive attitude, and he's been a great teammate, and it couldn't have happened to a better person to win the game for us.
I've never been a part of, actually being in the box, being on base when something like that's happened. I've been in the dugout when we've done it the last couple of years, but, actually doing it, it's something I've never gotten to experience.
All right, over to Klockner Stadium, men's lacrosse, Virginia, Ohio State, first quarter, 2-1 Buckeyes. Shamel Bratton flips it to steal. Stanwyck beats his defender, then beats the keeper with the bounce shot. That ties it at 2. Second quarter, tied at 3. Ramel Bratton fires one far post for one of his 4 goals on the day. Cavs up 8-5 at the break. To the third, Cavs up 4. Stanwyck bouncing it home far post. He too had 4 goals on the day. 10-5 Virginia. Buckeyes get it down to 4, but the Cavs respond in the fourth quarter. Shamel to Chris Bachlet for the goal. He had 3 goals on the day. Cavaliers win it 14-11. After the game, head coach Dom Starja especially pleased with his team's offense.
I thought after a slow start offensively, it may have took us a little bit of time to kind of catch up to the speed of play. We don't see a lot of teams that come out and challenge us on the perimeter like that at the offensive end of the field. But once we got up to speed, I thought probably it was our best offensive performance overall, maybe of the entire season.
It was a tough game. We knew Ohio State was going to be a good team, so it took a full 4 quarters for us. And I think offense clicked a little bit today, and I think the defense, just did enough to get us through the win.
All right, Virginia women also in action today. Cavs hosting Princeton. First half, all tied up. Not anymore. Julie Gardner, nice look to Josie Owen for the quick stick goal. Cavs up 6-5 at the half. Second half, 7-5 UVA. Maisie Devine finds Barb Prevy out in front. She fires one top shelf for the goal, cuts the lead to 1. A little bit later, Charlie Finnegan with a free position shot, and she capitalizes. Bounce shot good for her 3rd goal of the game. 9-6 Cavaliers. Princeton scores to make it 9-7, but the Cavs respond. Gardner wheeling and dealing and firing at home. That turns out to be the game winner. Cavaliers hold off a late Princeton charge, and they win 10-9. Here's head coach Julie Myers on a hard-fought win.
It was definitely a streaky game from start to finish, but a game that we never trailed in. So it was kind of nice to always be in the lead and to be able to do just barely enough to come up with the win tonight.
It was a close game. Coming into halftime, we were up by 1. We ended up winning by 1, and so it was a long fight all the way to the end. And we went up at times and let them get back in the game. So that's definitely something we can learn by.
All right, we finish up in Hampton. Cavalier football team taking its show on the road for the 2nd straight year. Virginia holding its 3rd open practice of the spring at Darling Stadium this afternoon. Head coach Mike London trying to reach out to the players and coaches in the Tidewater area, which is one of the state's most fertile recruiting bases. Great idea. They'll be up in Northern Virginia next weekend. Another great recruiting base here in the state of Virginia.